Hi, this is Lizzie. It is May now, it is no longer Autism Acceptance and Awareness Month, which is in April. And I wanted to make some videos for Autism Month, but I didn't get around to it. There was a lot of stuff going on. But one topic I wanted to address that is something that I see a lot of misinformation around is, can autistic people lie? A lot of people think that autistic people, because we might have a tendency to be more blunt or straight to the point, that we are incapable of dishonesty. And that is not true whatsoever. And it's a very harmful belief, even if it doesn't come from a bad place. Autistic people can lie just like anybody else. It might be harder for some of us. And the things we do lie may be different. But autistic people, for the most part, are completely capable of lying. We just maybe don't want to do it. No one really wants to lie, to be fair. Especially when you think of the topic of masking autism. Not masking your face, masking autism symptoms and traits. A lot of young autistic people are taught to mask, and they are taught to lie about their needs and their interests and the things that make them different from the neurotypical or just allistic people around them. So especially autistic people who are high masking very definitely can lie, because they had to learn those skills in order to mask. And I'm not saying that masking is dishonest, if there's anything wrong with autistic people who mask, because that's not true and that's not accurate, which is what true also means. But it is something, it's a learned skill, and I have had to learn to lie, unfortunately, for a lot of circumstances. And it's hard for me. I don't like saying things that aren't true at all. I have a very hard time when I am put to it and someone asks me a direct question. If I have to give them a false answer for something, regardless of what the circumstances are, I feel extremely guilty, which I think is normal. Unless you are someone who, I don't know, is a pathological liar or a compulsive liar, it's not fun to lie. It's not. And so, where does this belief that autistic people can't lie come from? Well, there is, like I said, a lot of autistic people are very blunt and to the point. Not because we can't lie, but because we don't always understand the social norms that tell us to lie in certain circumstances. Like if someone says, "Hey, do you like my outfit?" An autistic person might, because they don't understand that they are supposed to be nice, might say, "No, I don't like your outfit." I've done things like that. And that can hurt people. So that's why sometimes we do learn to lie, because we want to be kinder people. And unfortunately, kindness, I don't know if that's quite accurate, but I feel like sometimes niceness relies on a small level of dishonesty. But it's still not kind to tell someone you don't like their outfit, unless, I guess if they, this is getting into ethical debates, and that's not what we're here to do. But autistic people, autistic children, and autistic adults are often infantilized and treated as though we are younger than we are, and that we aren't capable of certain things. This causes a lot of problems, and this isn't the only topic that it applies to. But some people, like adults that work with autistic people who maybe have higher support needs, or a parent of an autistic child, I say, "Oh, they're just so good. They don't lie. They don't know how to lie. They're just honest." And those are things, they're not said out of cruelty, but they are said out of ignorance and infantilization. Autistic people of all support needs levels have varying capabilities. And lying is something that might be easier for some, might be harder for some, but it is possible for, I would say, most autistic people. I can't speak for everyone. There may be people who have a much harder time with it and refuse to do it, and that's their choice. And so, why is this stereotype? We know why it exists, but why is it a problem? If it's a positive stereotype, it says something that we want to be positive about, because honesty is seen as a positive thing until you do it in the wrong way. But it's dangerous to say that one group of people due to a disability are completely innocent and honest and all these things that people are saying out of good places, but ignorance. If someone, especially another autistic person, believes, oh, autistic people don't lie, they're going to trust the autistic people around them with more. They're going to trust them more and not question them as much if that is something that they've been taught to believe. And that can get you into really bad circumstances because people can lie. People can lie about who they are. They can lie about their intentions. They can say things that are not true that can lead you into bad situations. And that's not fair to people to think that a certain demographic is just more inherently innocent in that area. Because there are autistic people who are bad people. And that's the same as anyone else. There's a video I wanted to make, I'm not sure if I will now, but autistic people can be liars, can be dishonest. Wait, that's what liars mean. Can be dangerous, can be abusive. And those things are pushed beneath the stereotypes that people think they're doing us a favor with. But it's important, especially for other autistic people, to know that just because someone's part of a certain demographic doesn't mean you can trust them. And I hate saying things like that because I think we should have more trust in the people around us. I think we should be able to have trust in the people around us. But sometimes we need to be more careful. And I think that this stereotype can be damaging in that way. That's really all I have to say. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about this topic. I can see my sister coming to my camper. Bye.